Hey guys, and welcome to Nintenduary, a month where we review a different Nintendo 64 game every day for the entire month. Today we are looking at Perfect Dark for the N64. Let's get into it. Rare had a huge level of success with the amazing performance of GoldenEye 64. And man, 8 million copies was pretty amazing for an N64 game. Well, during the time since GoldenEye's release, EA managed to swoop in and outbid Rare for the rights to make James Bond video games. So since Rare couldn't afford the rights, the team pivoted and decided to make their own secret agent FPS game for the N64. And thus, Perfect Dark was born. And in every way possible, this game is a spiritual sequel to GoldenEye, and it improves on everything that GoldenEye did right. The graphics looked better, the story had full voice acting, and the story was actually, surprisingly, quite good. Perfect Dark takes place in the futuristic year of 2023, where there are flying cars and floating sentient doctors, where Agent Joanna Dark is sent on a mission to, well, essentially, retrieve Dr. Carl, a sentient AI robot laptop, from an evil corporation. This simple spy mission premise snowballs and breaks down to a crazy story involving futuristic weapons, a presidential assassination and cloning attempt, and an alien war. And Agent Dark somehow is in the middle of all of it, and man is it awesome. Seriously, the way the story progresses is really something that has never been seen before on the N64, and it works out really well here. Each level is unique in its own way, whether you're making your way through Area 51 flying undercover on Air Force One after you sneak into an airport, of course in a stolen flight attendant suit, or maybe you're in a desert after the plane crashed and you have to continue your mission despite surviving a plane crash. There's so many different places that this game goes, it's actually quite impressive that this game was even able to fit on the N64. This game goes to so many different places, and the game has a pretty unique cast of characters. I mean, there's an alien named Elvis, it's pretty awesome. Besides just the single player narrative, there's a lot of training modes that actually can be really addicting. The firing range at the secret agent base was one of my favorite minigames because it actually was challenging to get gold stars in the limited amount of time, with the variety of weapons in this game being quite large, and I appreciate they spent so much time on making this challenging and fun. Sure, you can go in and get a bronze star pretty easily, but if you want to get a gold star on every weapon in the firing range, it's going to take some serious practice and mastering of the gun. I kinda like the fact that players can just leave the main menu and walk around the base, and it's cool to get to walk around and see what jobs everyone does and have someone give you some weird comment because you're staring at them for too long. And it pays off later too, actually. There's a level where aliens attack your base, and if you spent time getting to know the area, it's easier to navigate while you're getting attacked by aliens. The game also has a co-op campaign feature, which is really cool because back in the 90s and early 2000s, not a lot of games had this. Mind you, this predates Halo, so it was nice to be able to play through the story with a friend. And split-screen multiplayer comes back again too, and it's just as fun as GoldenEye. You can even play against the AI, which is also really cool. But since there's so many other ways to play, I don't think people actually spent as much time playing this one's multiplayer. It also has a pretty interesting counter-operative mode, where one person plays as just a random bad guy with really low health, while the other player tries to complete the mission. And while I don't think it was like the most fun game type, it was actually a really cool idea, and I'd like to see a game do that again in some sort of online setting. I mean, if you've heard great things about GoldenEye, but you just couldn't quite get into it because of how dated it plays, or maybe the graphics aren't up to par, I strongly recommend you give this one a try instead, as it might be easier to get into, as it actually has a pretty unique and challenging story mode. Check this one out for sure if you can, as you can play it on the N64 and the Xbox 360 and Xbox One in the Rare Replay game, with the Xbox releases having enhanced graphics that look pretty perfect. I don't know, if you're looking for a simple but fun and intricate story game with some simple killing and some challenge at time, give Perfect Dark a shot. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, be sure to subscribe to Rocket Sloth because we're doing a new Nintendo 64 review every single day this month. Come back tomorrow, I'm going to be here looking at Donkey Kong 64 and a pretty lengthy review, so I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.